Welcome back to Inside the Heat. After advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second time in franchise history, the Heat had great expectations for the 05-06 season. Those expectations heightened in early August when the Heat took part in the largest trade in NBA history and acquired Antoine Walker, Jason Williams, and James Posey. Then in late September, the Heat added perennial all-star point guard Gary Payton to an already impressive roster. They would become Miami's forever team.
Miami's 18th NBA season got off to a rocky start. In mid-December, Stan Van Gundy announced his resignation as the Heat's head coach. Stepping back in to fill the void was Heat president and former head coach Pat Riley.
When the change occurred, there was an instantaneous surge.
The Heat would finish the season with 52 victories, earning their 6th division title and the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference.
There was some kind of an interesting confidence about our team that kind of gave you a sense that we could be better than we thought we could be.
Live from American Airlines Arena in Miami, it's the NBA playoffs.
The 2006 NBA playoffs were white hot, and Heat fans were excited.
Let's go, Heat!
In the first round of the playoffs, the Heat took on the Chicago Bulls, winning the first 2 games of the series.
We're ahead 2-0. That's what it's about.
But in Chicago, the Bulls beat Miami in Game 3 and 4, tying the series at 2. Then in Game 5, Dwayne Wade turned it on, even through an injury, and the Heat closed out the series in Game 6.
We always knew how to take care of business, and nothing fazed us. That's because we were 15 strong.
In the Eastern Conference semifinals, the Heat faced the New Jersey Nets and lost Game 1. The Heat did respond, and Dwayne Wade led Miami to 4 straight wins and finished off the New Jersey Nets with a Game 5 win at home.
Kidd, bounce pass, intercepted by Wade, and that's the ball game. Miami is off to the Eastern Conference Championship.
For the second year in a row, Miami was in the Eastern Conference Finals and matched up against the 2-time defending conference champions, Detroit Pistons.
We felt that we could have beat them last year, so we were waiting for that challenge all year.
The Pistons had home court advantage, but Miami opened the series with a 5-point win at the Palace.
Wade gets by him. Beautiful move.
In Game 2, Detroit won by 4, sending the series back to Miami even.
Dribble drive the lane. Wade throws it up. Got it to go. Greatness right here in Dwayne Wade.
Back at home, Miami won both games to take a 3-1 series lead. But the Pistons stayed alive, winning Game 5 in Detroit, sending the series back to the Heat's house for an unforgettable 6th game. On June 2nd, 1 win away from the NBA Finals, the Heat seized the moment and the series.
You just had the feeling that this Heat team was not going to let this chance go by.
Jason Williams rose to the occasion, hitting his first 10 shots.
Jay Will played great, started the game off on fire, and everyone picked up on that energy.
We did it all year long, you know, it was somebody different each night, stepping up.
For the first time in this franchise's history, 18 years in the league, the Miami Heat are off to the NBA championship.
The most exhilarating moment in franchise history were those white seat covers raining, snowing down on the arena.
In the NBA Finals, Miami was matched against the Dallas Mavericks, who convincingly won the first 2 games at home and put the Heat in a hole that many thought they would not be able to climb out of.
We did not play well. Our best players didn't play their best. I didn't coach well enough. We made a lot of mistakes.
This is championship basketball, man. You know, we got to start playing that way.
The very next day, I just started to look at the calendar. I said, when is the first possible day that we could win it?
He said, Tuesday night, June 20th, we're going to win the championship right here.
The series moved to Miami for the next 3 games, but all that mattered was Game 3. It was a must-win scenario for the Heat.
We weren't doing anything right in the whole game.
With 6.5 minutes left, down 13, I believe was definitely a defining moment in the history of the NBA.
I just remember coming back to the huddle and calling timeout. I just wrote on my blue clipboard, "This is our season, fellas. What are we going to do with it?" And Dwayne stood up and said,
"Nah, I ain't going out like this. I ain't going out like this. I ain't game going out like this.
With Dwayne Wade scoring 15 of his 42 points in the fourth quarter, Miami battled back to tie the game, setting the stage for Gary Payton's dramatic jump shot.
Payton knocks it down.
That's the biggest shot to me in Heat franchise history.
And the Miami Heat right back in the NBA Finals.
Led by Wade, who averaged 40 points, Miami came back to win games 4 and 5.
And Miami wins the ball game and have a 3-2 lead in this series.
Heading back to Dallas for Game 6, Miami had its first ever chance to win an NBA championship.
Game 6 was our Game 7.
I packed one suit, one shirt, one tie.
In Game 6, the Mavericks played well early and led by 14 in the first quarter, but Miami remained poised for their final championship challenge.
What goes hot eventually goes to cold. We became masters of playing from behind.
Jason Terry leans in, Mourning with a block. He sent it out of bounds.
In a game that showcased the depth of Miami's heart and talent, the Heat, 15 strong, climbed to the NBA's mountaintop.
The long shot, rimmed out. Wade has got it. Wade will hold on. Miami has won. Miami is NBA champs. The Heat have won it. We're NBA champions. For the first time in franchise history, the promises have been kept. There'll be a parade down Biscayne Boulevard.
Well, there's two moments when you win a title. The moment is the instant that you win it. When Dwayne threw it to the heavens.
He throws the ball in the air, and you hear the horn go off, and I'm thinking, wow, it's over with. We won.
That moment when Dwayne threw the ball up in the air, it's indescribable, the euphoria that you feel.
That was the best feeling that I've felt in sports ever. I always wanted to throw the ball up in the air real high like that. Never got the opportunity to do it, so I said, this the time.
It's sort of like a dream come true. To win that game the way we won it was almost like sort of floating on a cloud, saying, did we really do this? Did this really happen?
I couldn't contain myself. I was screaming, I was singing, I was yelling, we are the champions, and it was my happiest, most proud moment of being an employee of the Miami Heat for these 20 years.
Congratulations, Miami Heat, 2006 NBA champions.
And then the other moment is the locker room.
It really hit me in the locker room, and the champagne started pouring, where the really emotions hit that we were champions. And as much as I'm happy for me, I'm really happy for we.
He's a world champion.
The whole process of winning that championship to me was a great promise that was finally delivered. And to see my colleagues celebrating was exciting to me.
The moment in the locker room that I will always remember, it's my favorite moment, was talking to Udonis Haslem.
It's like a 1,000-pound weight off my shoulders, man, because nobody never gave me a chance.
I remember coming up short and being so disappointed. All of that just flashed through my mind, So the emotions of those moments and understanding where we were before and where we are now just puts things in perspective. It just makes you enjoy this moment even more.
The Heat won their first game in the 18th game, and they won the NBA championship in their 18th season.
Inside the Heat is brought to you by your South Florida Mercedes-Benz dealers. Love what you drive.